Lily and Jake loved visiting their Grandma Rose. Her house was always filled with the smell of freshly baked cookies and the sound of her gentle humming. The house itself was old and creaky, but it held a certain charm that made it feel warm and welcoming. Grandma Rose's house was nestled amidst lush green lawns and vibrant flower beds. A quaint white picket fence enclosed the property, giving it a fairy tale-like appearance. The children loved spending their summer holidays there, listening to Grandma Rose's captivating stories. Each story was a magical journey in itself.
Grandma, tell us more about the talking animals you met in the woods.
And the mischievous fairies that lived in your garden?
Grandma Rose's stories often revolved around her childhood adventures. She would tell them about the talking animals she met in the woods and the mischievous fairies that lived in her garden. Lily and Jake were always captivated by her tales, their imaginations running wild with every word. One rainy afternoon, Lily and Jake found themselves huddled in the living room with Grandma Rose. The pitter-patter of raindrops against the windowpane created a soothing melody. The aroma of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies wafted in from the kitchen, filling the room with a comforting warmth.
Grandma, tell us a story.
Yes, Grandma, please.
My dears, I've told you all my stories countless times.
Undeterred, Lily and Jake pleaded with their grandmother, their pleas growing more insistent. Finally, Grandma Rose relented, a mischievous glint in her eye.
All right, but this one's a secret. You mustn't tell a soul. Have I ever told you about the secret in the attic?
Lily and Jake shook their heads, their eyes wide with curiosity. They had never been to the attic before. It was always locked, and Grandma Rose had always avoided their questions about it. With a mischievous twinkle in her eye, Grandma Rose retrieved a heavy, ornate key from a drawer.
Follow me.
As Grandma Rose pushed open the heavy wooden door, a musty smell wafted out, mingling with the scent of old books and forgotten treasures. The attic was dimly lit, with only a few rays of sunlight piercing through the dusty windows. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and dust motes danced in the faint rays of sunlight that streamed through the small, grimy windows. Lily and Jake exchanged nervous glances. They had never seen this part of their grandmother's house before. It was as if they had stepped into one of Grandma Rose's stories. As they ventured deeper into the attic, Jake noticed something peculiar. He pointed to a section of the wall where the wallpaper seemed to ripple slightly, as if something was moving behind it.
What's that?
The wind, perhaps. Now, come along, children. There's nothing to see here.
But Lily and Jake were not convinced. They had seen the way their grandmother's eyes had flickered towards the wall, and they knew she was hiding something. They decided to investigate further once Grandma Rose was distracted. Later that evening, while Grandma Rose was busy preparing dinner, Lily and Jake tiptoed back up to the attic.
Jake, do you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like humming and bells.
They found the spot where the wallpaper had been rippling and cautiously pressed their ears against the wall. A faint humming sound vibrated through the wall, accompanied by the sound of what seemed like hushed whispers and tinkling bells.
It's like there's a whole world behind here.
Working together, they pushed against the wall, their small hands pressing against the faded floral patterns. To their surprise, the wall yielded slightly, revealing a narrow opening.
Whoa, it's opening!
With a final push, the wall swung inwards, revealing a secret passageway bathed in an ethereal golden light. Stepping through the opening, Lily and Jake found themselves in a breathtakingly beautiful forest.
Look at those trees, Jake. They're glowing.
Towering trees, their leaves shimmering with an otherworldly glow, reached towards the sky. Strange and wonderful creatures flitted through the undergrowth, their eyes twinkling with mischief.
This is amazing, Lily. It's like a dream.
Hand in hand, the siblings ventured deeper into the magical forest, their eyes wide with wonder at the enchanting world they had discovered. As they ventured deeper into the magical forest, Lily and Jake couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and excitement. The air was alive with the sound of birdsong and the gentle rustling of leaves. Sunbeams, filtering through the canopy above, painted intricate patterns on the forest floor. Suddenly, a tiny figure zipped past them, leaving a trail of sparkling dust in its wake. It was a sprite, no bigger than Lily's hand, with delicate butterfly wings and eyes that sparkled like tiny diamonds. The sprite hovered in midair, its tiny voice tinkling like wind chimes.
Welcome to the Whispering Woods. I am Willow, a humble servant of the forest. How may I be of service?
Lily and Jake, initially taken aback by the sprite's sudden appearance, quickly regained their composure.
We're looking for the keeper of the forest.
Jake remembered a story Grandma Rose had once told them about a wise and ancient being who protected the woods. Willow, the sprite, nodded knowingly.
The keeper of the forest is wise and ancient, a guardian of secrets and a weaver of dreams. To seek an audience with him is a noble endeavor, but be warned, for he tests the hearts of all who approach.
With a mischievous grin, Willow led them through winding paths and over babbling brooks. Finally, they arrived at a clearing bathed in an ethereal light. In the center stood a gnarled old oak tree, its branches reaching towards the sky like ancient arms. Seated beneath the tree was an old man with a long white beard and eyes that twinkled with wisdom. He was dressed in robes of moss and leaves, and a crown of woven flowers adorned his head. This, they knew, must be the keeper of the forest.
Greetings, children. What brings you before me?
Lily and Jake approached the keeper with a mix of awe and trepidation. They explained how they had stumbled upon the secret door in their grandmother's attic and their desire to learn more about the magical world that lay hidden within the whispering woods. The keeper listened intently, his gaze unwavering. When they had finished, he smiled gently.
Curiosity is a gift, young ones, but it must be tempered with wisdom. Before I can share the secrets of this forest, you must first prove yourselves worthy.
The keeper then presented them with a riddle, a test of their wit and their ability to see beyond the obvious. He spoke of a hidden grove where the rarest flowers bloomed, accessible only to those who understood the language of the wind. Lily and Jake, after much deliberation and with a little help from Willow, solved the keeper's riddle. They promised to protect the secret of the Whispering Woods and to use their knowledge wisely. The keeper, satisfied with their answer, smiled and nodded. The forest will always be here for you, the keeper said, his voice filled with warmth. But for now, it is time for you to return. With a wave of his hand, he created a shimmering portal at the base of the oak tree. Lily and Jake turned to thank the keeper and Willow, but they had vanished. Hesitantly, they stepped through the portal, finding themselves back in the dusty attic. The secret door was still ajar, as if they had never left. As they made their way downstairs, they could hear Grandma Rose humming in the kitchen. Her back was to them as they entered, the aroma of her famous chocolate chip cookies filling the air. Neither Lily nor Jake spoke of their adventure, but they shared a knowing glance. Some stories, they realized, were better left untold, treasured memories to be held close to their hearts. And as they bit into Grandma Rose's warm, gooey cookies, they couldn't help but smile. The magic of the Whispering Woods, they knew, would always be with them.